Hi everybody and welcome to our demo on Equatio in exams. My name is Laura and I work with colleges within the UK, and I'll let Alan introduce himself.
Hello there, my name is Alan and I work within the school industry within the UK education team.
So what we're going to do today is take up approximately 25-30 minutes of your time and go through Equatio, how it can be used in exams and how it can be used throughout the year to make sure it is their normal way of working. What I'm going to do quickly though is just give you a short presentation on Texthop and what it is we're about really. So I know that a lot of Read and Write customers have signed up today, which is brilliant to see. Any webinar we're on or any conversation we have with people, we do like to make them aware though that we do more solutions than Read and Write. I always say that Read and Write is our bread and butter, and that's what everybody knows us for. We have Equatio, which we're going to talk about today, but we also have a PDF solution called OrbitNote, which is one of our most recent products. We basically have a full range of accessibility and inclusion solutions that can suit any of your needs within the college. If you want information on anything else, just do reach out. Texthop have a very specific purpose and vision. The purpose is to help everyone understand and be understood. And our vision is to see a world where difference, disability, or language are no longer barriers. And we do that through the many solutions that hopefully you're already aware of and that we will show you throughout the demonstration. So today we are going to focus on Equatio. Equatio has been a solution we have had for many years, and it's a fabulous tool when it comes to digital math, and you'll see that towards the end of the presentation. Within the last few months, though, we realised that we needed a computer reader for maths. JCQ have stated, and I'll show you the exact statements in a second, they have stated that you can use a computer reader to read equations within maths and science subjects. So what we done was we worked and developed on Equatio so that you can reduce the toolbar so that only the screenshot reader will work in exams, and it's the screenshot reader you will use to read exams. JCQ have been very consistent about encouraging the use of technology. They want you to use it to a much greater extent instead of readers and scribes. Computer readers, examination user pens, speech recognition technology, and word processors not only allow candidates to work independently, but are also a better preparation for further and higher education. When it comes to exams, what did JCQ say? A computer reader is an acceptable arrangement since it allows the candidate to independently meet the requirements of the reading standards. Then when it comes to the maths exam specifically, you may decode symbols and unit abbreviations in maths and science examinations for candidates who require this arrangement. So this is brilliant. When we're working with students, they do rely sometimes very heavily on human support. And this isn't getting them ready for the world ahead of them, whether that be college, uni, or just going straight out into the workplace. We want to provide them with solutions like Read and Write and Equatio that they can actually use in the workplace or college so that they can independently work away, get exams, sit in an exam without having a human support. And in an exam, what it also means is that they can sit with their fellow friends. So instead of being in a room by themselves, you can put them 10 people in a room as an example, 10 computers and 10 earphones as well. So what I'm going to do now is pass you over to Alan. But just before I do that, I should have said at the start, bad me. On the right-hand side of your screen, you should be able to see an area where you can throw in questions. Feel free to throw in any question. We will try our best to answer it as we go through. I don't have captioning turned on now. We are actually in the process of getting a new captioning program, and we actually were on with them earlier because some of the ones that we've used in the past aren't great. So we are really, really focused on that because it has to be done when it comes to accessibility. But afterwards, we can get this all dictated out and sent to you. So if you need that, let us know as well. So what I'll do is I'll pass you over to Alan and add his screen so that he can show you how Equatio can be used in exams.
Brilliant, thanks Laura. So Laura, can you see my screen okay at the moment?
Yes, I can, Alan.
Okay, great. So thanks very much. Yeah, as Laura mentioned, there has been a number of changes with regards to how our software can be used and where it can be used. So what I'm going to do at the moment is simply open up my Read and Write software. And as you can see now, I've locked that down into exam mode. So like you can use in an English exam, I've locked down the toolbar so that we can, for example, go into PDF Reader and open up a maths document. So let me go and do that now. And as I say, simply using PDF Reader will allow me to go in and open up a document. Okay, so now what we've been presented with is a GCSE mathematics exam paper. Within this exam paper, we can use both the read and write software. So for example, if we wanted to read text, we can do so by simply clicking at the start of the sentence.
Use black ink or black ballpoint pen. Draw diagrams in pencil. Point. Fill in the boxes.
So as you can see, we've got the dual highlighter within this document as well. So within this PDF, we've got the dual highlighter, we've got the individual word being tracked and read aloud. The settings that can be selected from here allow the student to specifically go in and choose the voice that they wish to use and the speed at which they wish the software to read back in. Now, I know we're here today to talk about Equatio and how we can use the screenshot reader within Equatio to read maths, and I'm going to show you that as well now. So, like I say, just wanted to initially make you aware of the read and write part and being able to read the text within it. But the big change this year has been the ability to read maths. So we're talking about numbers, symbols, units, and notations. So for example, I'm going to open up the Equatio software. Again, this is an exam mode. So again, it's locked down. And what Laura is going to talk you through afterwards is the Equatio toolbar in a general school or college setting. And what I'm showing you simply now is in a reduced capacity, which is again is JCQ approved, so students can use this as a computer reader. So again, if we wanted to read the text, we could do so simply using the play button, the audio buttons here within read and write. And again, if we wanted to read the math symbols, we can simply click here and you can see it, it's popped up screenshot reader. And I'm going to simply click and drag. And as you can see, I've highlighted the area in which I wish to read, and now it will read back.
Two lines, line 1, 6x plus 3y equals 12, line 2, 2x plus 6y equals 14.
So, like read and write, it's down to the student as to what information they wish to have read aloud. And for example, if you wanted to simply read the first line, again, press play, like so.
Two lines, line 1, 6x plus 3y equals 12.
And then you can stop it again. So it's giving the student full control over what information they need to have read back. So it's really giving them the ability to have that read back and all that information's there. So again, the beauty of read and write and the beauty of Equatio, it is very simple and very easy to use. From a student's perspective, if they want to read the text, they can do simply using the audio buttons within read and write. If they want to be able to read then, as I say, the symbols and numbers, then they can use obviously Equatio screenshot reader to be able to read that information. And that's it. That is as simple as the software can be when it comes to being able to read that information. Laura, back over to you.
Oh, and 1.5 years later, I'm still having to say unmute myself in demos and webinars. What I was saying there, you'll figure out that I'm doing all the heavy lifting here. So I get to do the presentation and I also get to show the main part of Equatio, and Alan just jumps on and just shows the best part, how to read it in an exam. So thank you very much for that. It's literally as easy as Alan has shown you. I'm going to show you now the full toolbar, but as Alan explained there, what you would do is you would lock it down. If anyone has used read and write, they'll be aware of that. With read and write, you have a whole toolbar throughout the year, but then during exam time, you lock the toolbar down. So it's something similar, not exactly the same process, but it's something similar as well. So what I'm going to do now is just kind of show you the full toolbar and how it works. So add my screen. Okay, so the good thing with Equatio and read and write as well is it's multi-platform. So it means I'm showing this today in a Google environment. It works in Microsoft. I will show you it within a web as well. It works within PDFs, as Alan's shown you as well. So regardless of what you or your students are using, Equatio will hopefully be able to help them access the math, dictate the math, make handwritten math digital, all of that. Another thing is I'm excited about Equatio. Now, if anyone ever spoke to my teacher who taught me maths in 4th and 5th year, and they said to him, Laura's going to be excited about maths and a math product 20 odd, well, maybe more than 20 odd years later, he wouldn't have believed you. But this honestly is a game changer. I definitely struggled with just one way of learning when I was at school, and him trying to teach me the same way as everyone else, it didn't work for me. What I'm going to show you when I go on here is math space, and I call it a kind of a mind mapping area. And honestly, it just sits the way, and it would have suited me 20 years ago in regards to math. And this is why I really like the tools that we provide, because it's just removing that one way of learning and teaching and giving you as a teacher different tools for your students, but also you as a teacher are getting different tools to create the documents as well. So what we have here is just a document. So solve 4x. So this is a quadratic equation. So you do your toolbar at the bottom. So Equatio always sits at the bottom, reading right always sits at the top. You open your equation editor, and what we have here is predictive text. Few letters, you're able to find formulas very easily, just like that. So I'm just going to pull this up slightly higher. So this is, you can then add the quadratic formula in again, and then actually amend it. Sorry, my screen's very small because I've moved away from my main computer here. But what you would do here then is amend this. I'm just going to quietly amend this. And then insert it. So it's inserting in the background. All I have to do is minimize my Equatio. And look how perfect it has inputted that for me. We say this constantly, but I just continue to say any math that is created with Equatio can be read back. So I can hear this text aloud, which means I can hear the language of math, how it looks and how it sounds at the same time. So students can type it. What else can they do? Dictate it. This is an amazing piece of software for many reasons. If someone's broke their arm, so 3 days before an exam, they've broke their arm, what do you put in place so that they can still sit their test? Well, what you can do is dictate as well. So if I put this on, speech input, 7 multiplied by 3 equal 21. Nice piece of simple math, but I'm just trying to show you what it can do. Picked me up perfectly, very strong accent going on here, still picked me up. The other thing is as well, it didn't do it there, but this, in the odd occasion, this may have picked up just the 1 instead of the 2 as an example. So say it dictated 7 multiplied by 3 equal 1. You just amend it. I always say it's a lot easier to amend something than start from scratch. And again, you insert it into your document there. As I've given the example there of a broken arm, but you imagine a student that really struggles with getting thought down onto paper. They just prefer to speak. It's easier to stick in their earphones, talk away, dictate the math. And again, for you as a teacher, creating documents, creating resources, so easy to do. Handwritten math, what you would do here is just handwrite on the left-hand side. So that's not perfect handwriting by any stretch of the imagination. I am using a mouse here, but as you can see, it's picked it up perfectly on the right-hand side. And again, if it picks up a slight error, it's a lot easier to amend something. This would be perfect if you had a stylus or a pen on a touchscreen as well. So again, it's just a different way to dictate math. Now, I'm doing very basic math here. All I'm doing is showing you. So far, all we've done is we've shown you how to use the prediction. I've shown you one thing, quadratic formula. As you can imagine, all of the formulas are in there. I type in 1, 2 letters, and it gives me a list of formulas. I can dictate math. It picks it up perfectly, and I'm able to handwrite math. That's 3 tools that you do not have at the minute when it comes to maths and creating digital math as well. So what we also have is the STEM tools. I think these are great. So everything here, you have a periodic table attached to Equatio. Now I could probably go and find a periodic table on the internet, but it's all about ease of use. I can quickly open the periodic table, click on something, and it gives me a full description. It gives me a visual aid. How easy if you were to share your screen in a class to be able to just show what that looks like and explain it as well. And again, you can add this to your equation editor. If I close this down, the formula for carbon, was it I hit there? I can't remember. I think it was. So anything within the periodic table, you can put the equation in here as well. We have the calculator. And again, yes, you can get a calculator on your computer, but it's being able to use everything in one place so they're not jumping back and forth. They can quickly go in and add, multiply, whatever they need to do in this computer. So I never touched this stuff until I had a child who's now 4. Now I need about 4 a day. So caffeine, molecular viewer. So you're moving away from just teaching math. You're standing at the whiteboard, you're handwriting everything out. You're able to create digital math. Just after what we've been through there, I can't believe we're still talking about COVID, where you had to do blended learning. This would have given you the opportunity to create digital math, send it to your student, create resources that may have taken you ages to create them so quickly. Give them visual representatives, give them manipulatives, as I'll show you in a second, but add on so much more information as well. Then the student has all these tools to send you the math back as well. So, mentioned it at the start. This is without a doubt, well, speech input is amazing, that goes without saying. But when it comes to me, and definitely the way that I would have worked at school, this is amazing. So what it is, we call it Math Space. It's an area where you can go in as a teacher and create a workbook if you want, create a resource. So Blue Peter style, here's one I created earlier. So I'm going to show you how I created that. So you can share this resource. On the right-hand side here, if you click this, you can share it with to all your students. You can create a separate copy for each student so that they can then type on it and send it back to you. That means that you're sending stuff out quicker. You're not having to print stuff. Anything that you have historically created, you can copy and paste over to here as well. You can take images, like photographs of math. So down here, I'm not going to demo this today, but if anyone wants a quick video of this, let me know. This is a Quatio mobile. I can take my mobile, take a photo of math and get it onto the screen. So whether it's my handwritten math or a photo of something in a book, and I can get it onto this screen here. So what we've done here, so you're asking somebody to work out the volume. You're able to create an image and you're able to put text on it as well. Asking somebody to count in twos, very, very simple math. How many wheels are there? I'm going to show you where to get these images, but you've put bikes on, just something different to get them to count. Fraction notation, you've got your bar there. So in Math Space, you've two additional tools here. You have your shapes and your smart shapes. So that's your fraction bar there. So I was able to click the fraction bar and add it. Oh, I don't know why that didn't add there. Let me just go back. I think it's just because it's coloured in pink. Let me see. Sorry, bear with me.
Reddish pink fraction bar with black border.
It is. It's coloured in pink there. I'm not sure why. Oh, it's up here. Sorry. You'd think I would have practiced this beforehand. I'm only joking. I do know what I'm doing. So you can change the colour of the fraction bar here and amend that whatever way you wish. What I showed you there, and I actually done it without even thinking about it. Within Math Space, you can hear aloud anything that you've created here. So I just made sure, wanted to double check that was adding what I wanted, and I hit play and it read it back. I'll go back a step here. So what is this image in front of me? I don't know. If I don't know what that image is, I'm not sure how I'm going to work out the volume of it. I can click on that image and hit speech on the right-hand side.
Reddish square-based pyramid with black border.
Okay, so imagine you'd sent this out to a student at home during lockdown, especially, and I know we're moving into a time of blended learning. You've asked them to work out the volume of something. They don't know what they're being asked to make the volume of, so they can actually use this to read any image aloud as well, which I think is just adding a complete dimension here that we didn't have before. Even something like this, the pulley, I was able to create that with my smart shapes down the bottom here. So I'll just scroll through to kind of give you an example of the smart shapes that are here and the manipulatives. So as we scroll down, I'll go a wee bit further down here. So you have your base blocks, physics, battery, light bulb, resistors. You can create anything with that, your motors, all of these images. You can add that on there. Very, very simple. Not sure how you're creating stuff like this at the minute. Are you going online or are you going on to all historic PDFs and copying and pasting? Let me just hit that, play aloud. Nope, it's reading something. I'm not sure what it's reading. It's now telling me to stop. It wouldn't be a demonstration if something went wrong, would it? I'm so used to it now. But the beginning of lockdown, when you were doing these all and you just had to keep going, I used to get worked up, but now you just have to keep going. It is a fabulous tool and it works. So let me see what else I've done here, just to kind of give you an idea. Yes, a triangle. That's what I want to show next. So I want to find my protractor. There's it there. I can measure an angle online. If I take it across here, if I wanted to measure that angle, you can actually rotate it as well. So you can get the exact angle. Again, that is something that maybe we would only have been able to do if I had a physical printout and I had a physical protractor. It's not ideal, especially if you're doing blended online learning, but you're able to show, if you share your screen now, how a student can work out the right angle triangle here as well. So, as I've said before, math space is a separate area. You can create resources, extra pages here, send it to your student, get them to answer it on with Equatio. They can dictate here. Anything I've shown you, they can dictate, they can handwrite their answers, but they also have the addition of all these smart features, smart shapes, even the clock. Something as simple as putting a clock online and asking the student to tell you the time. I know that might be very low level. I know it's a real mixture of colleges and schools that we have on here at the minute. But even just trying to work out the time, you can just change the time over here as well. Without a doubt, this is my favourite area within it. Going even a step further than that, though, everyone is online at the minute. That's what we do. You may want to find a formula, an equation, and copy and paste it into math space, and you can do that. So this is just, I'm on BBC Bite Size, a website. We can read math on a website. So this is one, again, I've set up from earlier. So I've used the screenshot reader that Alan showed you when he was showing it in exams, and you hit play.
5x minus 2 equals 12 minus 2x.
Then on the right-hand side of that, there's 3 dots. I'm going to copy the LaTeX, and I'll show you why. If I go back to my Google Doc, go into the LaTeX, and copy and paste that, and insert it. I've copied that perfectly from online. So if there's anything online in a PDF, you can copy and paste it into the Google Doc. You can amend it again. So if you wanted to amend that, you would hit Edit Math. You might want to change that to 4. This to 7, I'm not sure, and reinsert that as well. So I'm just going to recap on what I've shown you there. So what Alan showed you there was how it can be used in an exam. But more importantly, if they want to use it in an exam, it needs to be their normal way of working. That aside, this tool is absolutely brilliant for your entire cohort of science and math students. Now, I appreciate that only some of your students that have access arrangements will use it in exams, but this is a tool that everyone should have access to. As a teacher, it's going to really save you a lot of time in regards to creating resources, using old resources, making old resources accessible. You can dictate the math, handwrite the math, the equation. Actually, do you know what? Everyone that has signed up, I will send you a video of how you can take a picture of math, whether that be handwritten math or a picture of math in a book, and put it on to your Google Doc or Microsoft Doc as well. We also have LaTeX there. I am not even going to attempt to try any LaTeX here, but it's part of the program. And if you're possibly the audience we have now may not use LaTeX, but if maybe you go on to university, for example, you may need to be able to do LaTeX, and that's already inbuilt in this program. So everything you need when it comes to math is in one toolbar. It's easy to use and access. And if it becomes their normal way of working, this screenshot reader, they're able to use that when it comes to an exam. So I'm just going to go back, remove my screen, add Alan. So that's me. I did say I would take 25 to 30 minutes, and I got below that, which is great. So if you have any questions, do give me a wee shout. If not, do you know what? I'll throw our emails in here, Alan, because we don't have them on the screen. Alan, would you stick your wee email in there too?
Well,
You should have had them on the screen. I apologise about that. If you don't want to ask any questions here, or you're watching this in the recording, which I know a lot of people were doing, drop us an email. What you can do then as well is, if you want any specific information, so if you want a trial of Equatio for your school or your college, email Equatio to education@texthop.com. We also have a frequently asked question document around Equatio in exams. And if you want that, just email FAQ to education@texthop.com. Oh, I'll leave that open, sorry. Leave that open 1 second so you can write that down. But again, we'll send the recording of this to everybody that signed up or has joined us live today. I will send you a short video of how you use Equatio Mobile. And if you have any questions or want to try, do drop us an email.
Yeah, I think what you've demonstrated there, Laura, is how quick and easy it is to use. And I think maybe the first time you see it, it might be slightly overwhelming. But again, like students, once you start using and using more often, soon enough it becomes that normal way of working, not only for us as text helpers, but as students within school and college as well. It becomes second nature to them to use the software. So
yeah. So look forward to hearing from some of you and have a lovely evening.
Thanks now. All the best. Bye.